Hi, this is Joël Meyer. This is the third video in a series of videos on how to build a giant nutcracker. In this video, I will show you how to create the shoes. Start by cutting out the shoe pattern that you will find in the supporting document. As you can see, the pattern does not form a complete shoe. The pattern represents the front of the shoe with a cutout where the shoe will be attached to the leg tube to give the impression of a complete shoe. Since the size of construction tubes may vary a bit, make sure that the cutout of the pattern is the right size for your tube, and if not, adjust the pattern accordingly. Take a 5 mm or a 1/4 inch thick foam board and draw the pattern of the shoe 4 times on the foam board. Don't forget to put cardboard under the foam board to protect your work surface when you cut the shapes with an X-Acto knife. 2 of the parts will become the soles of the shoes, while the 2 other parts will be the tops of the shoes. To form the sides of the shoes, trace and cut 2 long strips of paper from Bristol paper. The width of the paper strips should be equal to the height of the shoes plus 1 cm or ½ an inch on each side to form tabs that will be used to glue the strips to the soles and to the tops of the shoes. For each strip, draw a line on both sides at 1 cm or ½ an inch from the edge. Since you will have to fold the sides of each strip, take a scissor blade or an X-Acto knife and score these 2 lines to make the folding easier. Fold along the lines you have scored. Cut notches all along the edges of the strip. The notches will allow you to bend the paper strip. The paper strip can then easily follow the curved shape of the shoe. When you have cut the notches on both sides of the paper strip, you will have a strip of paper with lots of small tabs on each side. To create one shoe, start with one of the soles. Put white glue around the sole with the exception of the cutout for the leg tube. Take one of the paper strip and glue the tabs from one side to the sole. Use white glue instead of a glue gun because white glue penetrates into the fibers of the paper, whereas hot glue remains on the surface. The paper strip that forms the sides of the shoe will bend in different directions, and the best way to keep it in place is to use round-headed pins. Plant a pin in each tab until you have gone all around the shoe. Let dry completely. Cut the ends of the paper strip that protrude from each side of the sole. When the glue is dry, remove all the pins. Take one of the foam board tops and, just as you did for the sole, put white glue all around it except in the cutout that will be attached to the leg. Place the top of the shoe with the glue facing the tabs. Try to match the top of the shoe as closely as possible with the strip that is in place. Turn the shoe over so that the top of the shoe is now underneath. When the shoe is turned upside down, it's easier to push a few pins in the tabs that need to be held in place until the glue dries completely. When the glue is dry, remove the pins. Proceed the same way for the second shoe. The model of shoe that I created is symmetrical, so don't worry about which shoe is for the right foot and which one is for the left foot. They are the same. Take a 15 cm or 6-inch styrofoam board and cut 2 slices of the board that you will glue to the top of the shoes. To decide where you should cut, take the pattern that is in the supporting document. Print the pattern on cardstock to make it easier to handle. Cut out the inside of the circle. You should end up with a complete sheet with a hole in it. place the hole on one side of the styrofoam ball and trace around it. Do the same on the other side of the ball. Next, cut the 2 slices of styrofoam with a large kitchen knife. Glue one of the spherical dome on the white section at the front of the shoe. To glue the dome, put white glue everywhere except at the edges and then put hot glue around the edges. The hot glue will help to maintain the dome in place right away, while the white glue will ensure a good long-term bond. Paint the shoes in the color of your choice. Personally, I decided to paint the shoes of the Nutcracker black. If necessary, put 2 coats of paint. For a nicer finish, add a coat of acrylic varnish. Follow me on my YouTube channel and on my website to access the next video in which I will explain how to create the head of the Nutcracker. See you soon!